Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
Welcome, everybody. Kevin Jackson. It's another hour of the Kevin Jackson Show. KJRadio.com is where you can go and check us out for anytime you want. That's the cool thing about it, is it's 24/7 when you go there. I want to talk about the president's Asia trip, which is talk about successful. Wow. Donald Trump has gotten Japan, which, by the way, the Japanese economy is doing really well. People don't realize this. It's growing. It's grown. In the first quarter of Donald Trump's presidency, the Japanese economy grew faster than it did in 7 years. Now, for those who say, oh, well, that's Barack Obama. Well, what's he got to do with it? It's a Japanese economy. It's being pulled through because of the pull-through of Americans' economy that has grown under President Trump. Yeah, take that, Barbra Streisand. Stupid leftists, they don't want to admit they're wrong. They're going to look for any excuse to give Barack Obama credit for the economy. Let them fish away, guys. Go for it. Woohoo! Strong J, do your thing. The fact of the matter is Donald Trump's a rock star. They don't want to admit it because by admitting that, they have to admit that you are smarter than they. They don't like that. That's why they hate you. They hate you for getting it right. You invalidate them. And it's common sense. Think about it. They chose an incompetent black guy who had never done anything meaningful in his life, except, unless you want to call run for political office something meaningful. Donald Trump said, you know what I'll do? He says, I will become a success. And if I feel like I've done enough in my life, I'll give back some public service. That's what he did. I remember they laughed at Donald Trump his first, few months in office. They said, his market cap has gone down by $1 billion. And the left are like, look at him, he's losing money. And they're laughing because this man sacrificed. If Barack Obama had lost money when he got elected, they would have been giving him awards. Let's make it up for him. Let's do what they call it, these things where they get money for you. These I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, but that's what they would be doing. If Barack Obama lost money, we can't let our president lose any money. We're going to go out and do a GoFundMe, and help President Obama and his family keep their money. That's what they would do. Donald Trump loses $1 billion. Look at him. He lost $1 billion. Yeah, look at him. Well, wait a minute. That's kind of what the founding fathers figured. If you came to do public service, you shouldn't enrich yourself. So in other words, Donald Trump has done it better than anybody. Can you imagine if Barack Obama was losing a fortune? The discussions we would have been having at the time. They ridiculed Trump. Hope he goes broke. A guy that donates his salary, gives it back to the government. Divested himself of all abilities for impropriety, knowing that these guys are going to be looking at him through a microscope. Man, an electron microscope they'll use to look at Donald Trump's finances. If he made a nickel off the government, they'd be, oh, look at him, he made a nickel. Somebody needs to impeach him. He made a nickel. And then what's he do? He goes to Saudi Arabia. He gets a $350 billion deal. He starts working on trade. Says, no, you know what? He goes, I've been blaming the wrong person. I've been blaming China and all these other countries. I should be blaming the various people, the politicians, the rhinos and the Democrats who allowed these trade deals, who allowed America to be taken advantage of. I'm not blaming China anymore. I'm not blaming Canada. I'm not blaming Mexico. I'm blaming these bureaucrats who took advantage of you. Good for him. Smart move, Donald Trump. Then he goes over to Asia, and I heard he's got a $250 billion deal in his pocket to bring back, probably some order from the Chinese, so that they can, work on the imbalance of trade. Or it's probably a combination of China and Japan. Two big trade partners. We have almost $70 billion trade deficit with Japan, and we have a $347 billion trade deficit with China, our largest. Japan's number 2 in deficit, number 4 in overall trade. So here's Donald Trump going over there, knocking them dead, working with South Korea, working to get those guys, and putting it all together, piecing it all together like a puzzle so they can get after North Korea. Think about where he went. China, Japan, North Korea. Now he's headed to the Philippines. And he may be there. He's in the Philippines, in fact. Or maybe he's left there too. I don't know. But I know he's doing the Philippines as well. He met with Putin in Vietnam. He was in Vietnam. Vietnam's coming on board. Everybody's going to start doing business with America and vice versa, because building this economy builds a bigger pie. See, Trump understands that. Everybody thinks it's a finite sized pie. It isn't. The U.S. economy has grown over $5 trillion under Donald Trump. That's why we don't need quantitative easing anymore. We are actually growing our economy. More people working means more people need things like houses and cars and consumer electronics and clothes and food. And that engine just keeps on going. And see, unlike most countries where we bring on population, we bring on productive citizens, citizens who work and citizens who go out and spend. That's why our economy is so robust. That's why it's outpacing China. I'm just saying, this is brilliance we're watching. And the left hate it because you saw it. You saw it. I tell the early adopters of Trump, congratulations to you for seeing something nobody else saw. Now, that being said, I didn't make a decision because I waited like I was supposed to until the gladiator who came out of the gladiator pit, who happened to be Donald Trump. That's what I waited on. But that, being honest with you, Trump was not my first choice. I was not an early adopter. But in my defense, I wasn't evaluating him in that mode. I was only evaluating likelihood of winning and, a combination of things. And in my evaluation, Trump was probably my number 3 candidate. Now, when it all shook out, I said this: I don't think there was any other candidate that could have beaten the left. Anyway, lots to talk about today. China calls President Trump Uncle Donald and Donald the Strong. I love that. These are guys that have respect for this man. I don't know what they call Barack Obama, but I don't think it had any connotations to strength. They might call him Barack the baby, Barack the whiner. Who knows?
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS or state? The secret to avoiding the IRS nightmare is to seek professional representation. My friends at Security Tax Associates provide the most cost-effective and ethical representation in the industry while helping to avoid seizures, levies, and wage garnishments. Security Tax Associates is here to ensure that the appropriate steps are taken to permanently eliminate any possibility of future tax burdens once and for all. For a free, no-obligation consultation, contact Security Tax Associates, 844-779-4177. That's 844-779-4177. 844-779-4177. Or visit them at securitytaxassociates.com.
Beth Cook Moranville, author of Closer Than Your Breath, a book of hope.
Hope, that wonderful, wonderful 4-letter word that you may feel completely out of. I wrote this book to give you great hope. It's not too late. If fetal position is an all too familiar place for you, I understand. If the next 60 seconds are too long, this book is for you. Wherever you are right now, whether you're dealing with divorce or death or sickness, take hope. You are going to make it through this pain. Don't roll your eyes. I've walked this road and I know it. The best is yet to come.
Closer Than Your Breath, a book of hope from author and speaker Beth Cook Moranville, can be found on Amazon.com or Kindle.com. For more information, visit closerthanyourBreath.com or on Facebook at Closer Than Your Breath.